After many years, Microsoft are finally doing it. The World Hub closed alpha is about to go live. Applications are being taken right now, and the closed alpha is about to begin sometime between the 15th of January and the 19th of January. Now, this is actually a really big deal. The World Hub has been long awaited pretty much since the sim released way back in 2020. So we're going to go more into detail on that in just a moment. But there's also a load of other news this week, including a brand new Airbus A320neo, which is an advanced level aircraft that's going to be available completely for free with Sim Update 15. There's some old fixes along the way, a brand new Yorman controller, this one looks especially interesting, and a little bit of information about VR. Yes, Microsoft is breaking the golden VR rule. Before we get to all that then, the World Hub. What is this all about? Well, this is a piece of software that will be available, I do believe, directly inside of the sim, and it would allow simmers, to modify existing airports within the sim. Now, the sim right now has around about 30,000 different airports. Of course, this includes major international airports, as well as smaller national airports, airfields, and even airstrips. 30,000, of course, is a massive number, and only a few of these have actually are actually accurate, and an even smaller number are handcrafted. And this is entirely understandable, it's entirely reasonable. No one, no matter the company size, can really craft 30,000 individual airports and expect them all to be 100% accurate. Fortunately, Microsoft have a solution to this, and it is where the World Hub comes in. So within the World Hub, simmers were about to jump into pretty much any airport or airfield, airstrip around the sim, around the world, and modify it. They're about to do this to make it more accurate to the real world counterpart. So if you have an airport that you frequently visit, or an airstrip that's near you, and the layout of it is incorrect, or the taxiways are wrong, the signage is incorrect, and all of those sort of things, you're about to jump in and modify it and make this completely accurate. Obviously, there's a lot of players out there for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I do believe measured in the millions. So hopefully there's going to be a good percentage of these which will jump in and correct the various different airports. Changes will then be uploaded to Microsoft, who will then approve and verify all of these changes. And once that's done, these modified airports will be available in future patches. It's a great way to get the community involved in improving the sim overall. Now, as said at the start of the video, the World Hub has been a very long time in coming. I'm not entirely sure what the hold-up has been, but I do know quite a big part of that, at least recently, in recent months, has been the whole privacy and accessibility issues, and the Microsoft team has had to deal with that and get it signed off. In the latest development update then, Microsoft have said our preliminary development on the tool is now complete, and we have secured approval from Microsoft's privacy and accessibility team to begin the technical alpha. A new technical alpha sign-up survey will be made available during the week of January the 8th to the 12th, with the technical alpha scheduled to start during the week of January the 15th to the 19th. More details on how to sign up and participate are coming soon. Now that information is arrived, it's available right now, I'll link that in the video description. And for those of you who may have signed up a few months ago or a year ago, whenever the previous sign-up for this was, Microsoft unfortunately have said all the previous applications have been discarded due to the gap in time there, and they feel that those applications are very likely no longer valid, and that's why they're opening up a new round of applications. So if you want to know any more about that, do check out that link in the video description. Moving on, we've got a brand new airplane on the way. This is an airliner, the Airbus A320neo. Now there is one of these already available in the sim, so you may be wondering why another one is coming. Well, it turns out that inibuild has been working on a new, far more complex version of the plane. And this is going to be introduced with the Sim Update 15, at least that's the plan right now, and it's going to sit alongside the existing Asobo version of the same aircraft. So there'll be both versions in here, the rather simpler version made by Asobo and the more complex version made by inibuilds. Now, some of you may remember this doesn't seem to be the first time that the A320neo inibuilds version has been released. It did come out for a while, but unfortunately was removed due to a variety of issues, which appear to have now been fixed. Microsoft say that the level of complexity will be similar to inibuild's A310, and I do believe that is fairly complicated, at least in comparison to all the other default aircraft that are currently in the sim. So a brand new free airliner is not bad news by any means. This is actually something to look forward to. and currently it's listed in the development update as arriving with the Sim Update 15, but I think we'll have to keep an eye out for that because sometimes these things do have a tendency to change. Also in Sim Update 15 are the world fixes, and Microsoft have this to say. The community team collected all feedback from forums regarding Flight Simulator's launch 2020 and various world updates, and the teams at Gaia and Orbix are now in the process of fixing many of the issues that have been flagged. The pop-in issues that is being observed in Italy, Malta, and a few other locations should be addressed. We are currently working on a comprehensive list of locations where this issue has been observed. So a bunch of fixes going in there that should hopefully repair some of those problems. Another issue I mentioned on the latest feedback snapshot, and this one may have been there before, but if so, I seem to have missed it, is Microsoft Flight Simulator is breaking the golden VR rule, and this is listed there at position at number 24. So what is the golden rule for VR? Well, that's pretty simple. To avoid motion sickness and other issues, you never take away control of the camera, that is your first-person perspective when you're in VR, let's not forget. You never take the control away from the player. So in short, all camera movement should be instigated by the movement of the simmer's or the player's head. Unfortunately, Microsoft Flight Simulator does break this with camera bob and various other things, and that means that the camera can move independently of the simmer's head, and that can lead to motion sickness and other similar issues. The thing which really stood out to me on this one is that Microsoft say that fixes for this are not planned, and well, that's a bit of a strange one to me. That's a little bit bizarre, so just maybe the amount of time they'd have to put into fixing this they feel is not worth it. For those people who use VR a lot, I guess if they've got a robust stomach they're going to be completely fine, but for other people, well, this may just well be an issue, and it will certainly be a bit of an issue for me personally, as I do suffer from motion sickness in certain VR games, although to be perfectly honest, I'm usually perfectly fine when it comes to a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Either way, a little bit surprising to see this issue as not planned. And finally, another thing I want to talk about very briefly is the Your Man controller. Now, this is also mentioned on the development update. Microsoft have said that the team has received the device and will make sure that it will be supported. But what is the Your Man controller? Well, this is a brand new controller. I think it's only just been released, and this one actually caught me a little bit off guard because I was totally unaware of that it existed. It's called the Your Man Arrow, and it's a specialized gamepad controller specifically designed for flight sims, combining advanced functionality with a handheld design. So to look at it in terms of its shape, it looks more like a traditional Xbox controller, but it's anything but. It connects to computers via a USB-C cable, but lacks wireless capability. It's compatible primarily with Microsoft Flight Simulator and I do believe Infinite Flight on Android, although I'm not 100% sure on that one. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't support iOS or Xbox, so no, you won't be using this for Flight Sim on the consoles. And the controller features 7 different axes, and this is where things get really interesting. It includes a joystick for aircraft pitch and roll, a rotating wheel for trim control, you can see that down on the left here on the screenshot. It has 2 vernier-style axes and 2 for thrust control. It also boasts 21 buttons, comprising a D-pad, 6 multifunctional buttons, and 2 back bumpers. All of these are pre-programmed for various flight deck operations. So this one is a bit of an unusual one. It's totally different to what I've ever seen before, and if enough of you are interested, perhaps I'll see about getting a unit so that we can do a review. That's again, if enough of you are interested. It is fairly hefty in terms of price, currently priced at $250. So there we have it. That brings us to the end of this video. Meanwhile, why not check out a few of the other videos on the screen right here? I'll catch you next time.